What's good, fam? It's your man Jimmy Conway, beatsforlyricists.com, music production tips. In this video, we're going to mix a hip hop beat using the Neve 80 channel strip. This is an emulation of the Neve 8028 channel strip that came out in the late 70s. And yeah, we're going to mix a hip hop beat with this today. It's the hip hop beat I made about a month ago. I never had a chance to make. We're going to do that today. I'm going to show you my process from the start. Like, this is an empty Ableton Live project. I'm using Ableton Live 11, but you can use Ableton Live 10 or whatever. So yeah, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is bring up my MPC. So go to plugins. I'm going to go type in MPC just because I don't feel like looking through all my plugins. I'm going to go to VST, go to local, and you'll see MPC. I'm going to drag and drop it here. Give it a second. It's a big program. It's a DAW in itself. Okay, so here we have our MPC. I'm going to load up my beat that I did last month. So this beat I have in song mode already. The beat is not mixed at all. It's just made. There's no effects. There's no leveling. There's no panning. There's no nothing. All right. Here's a little sample. My fault. Let me drop the tempo on Ableton to about 93 to 95. Let's do 95. All right. There are a few major components when it comes to mixing to me, and that's your sound selection, your arrangement, and the effects you use to make it, sound cohesive. Okay, such as like EQ, compression, filtering, um, things of that nature. So we have our beat up. All of our everything is on separate tracks. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna route these instruments into Ableton Live onto separate audio tracks. All right. So what I'm gonna do? Okay, this MPC is bugging right now. I don't know why this is over here, but we'll just select that. Crazy. All right. So the first thing I want to do is add all the effects that I want on this first channel and set it up the way I want to before I copy and paste it over and over again. Okay? So you'll see why in a second. It just makes everything a little bit quicker in the long run. So I said I'm going to be mixing with the Neve 80 channel strip, but the first thing I want to do is add what's called a utility plugin. And a utility plugin is basically a gain plugin or a trim plugin, is what they call it in different DAWs. But the utility plugin will help me level out or gain stage my beat so it sounds, it sounds cohesive, sounds good. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to audio effects, go to utilities. I'm going to go to the audio track, make sure I'm here first. Drag and drop utility here. As you see, it has a little gain right here. I'll be using that mostly when I'm leveling out my tracks. So now that I got that on, The next thing I want to do is add the Neve 80 channel strip. Go down to plugins. I'm just going to type in 80. It should pop up, I think. Local customs, VST, plugin lines. Yeah, there we go. So you have the Lindell 80 channel strip. And this is what it looks like. All right. Basic rundown. This is my metering section for input and output, and for gain reduction for the compressor and gate. This is the 1073 preamp. This is the 1073 EQ. It also flips into the 1084. Well, it's 1084, 1073. This is the 1084. This is the 1073. Okay. This is the compressor section, and this is the gate section. All right. I'm not going to go deep into it, but this is the whole channel strip I'm going to use today. Now I got the channel strip on. The next thing I want to do is start setting up the MPC's outputs. All right. So let's go to the MPC. Let's go to the mixer channels. Oh, before I even go any further, make sure you're wearing a good pair of headphones, or you're listening through a good pair of speakers for this demonstration. An iPhone will not do. Android will not do. The speakers are just not good enough. Okay. Make sure you got a good pair of headphones, speakers. Get yourself a drink. Get yourself some food. This may take a minute. All right. All right. So you see here, these are my different programs for my instruments. So I got bells for the chorus, bass, keys, strings. And then when I come over here, let's go to a drum sound. I got my kick, snare, hi-hat, and my hi-hat loop here. That's just my drums, all right? So if I play. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start routing the drums to, actually, no. First thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to set the external in to MPC. Set post mixer to channels 3 and 4. We're going to set the monitor input to in, not off. And we're going to leave that set to master. I think we're good there. All right, so if I hit the kick button now, if I hit the kick, no, let me set it up right. Now we're going to copy and paste this track 10 times over. So I'm going to just hit Control D, the shortcut, and this track will just copy itself. Oh, let me clean up some space over here. I don't even need the MPC one that big. All right, so now we got 10 audio tracks, right? For the next few audio tracks, I'm going to set the next output. So I'm going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And just keep going through the different audio tracks and setting the outputs here. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right, so now we're set up here. Now we're going to go back to the MPC, and we're going to route each sound to a different track. All right? So now we got our kick here. We're going to take that kick, go to program, go to stereo output, and we're going to put that on output 3 and 4. So now if I look at Ableton, if I swing it back to track 1, you see it's over here. If I hit the snare though, you don't see it because I haven't routed it yet. But if I see, oh, it's good. See, now you can kind of see both. Let's see. Let's move this over here. Let's see the 4 channels. All right, so the stereo output, 5 and 6 for the snare. We're gonna do the same thing for every channel for the drums. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be 9, 10. Okay. So now we're going to go to the instruments. Let's see. The last one we did was 10. So let's say for keys we do 11 and 12. Nah, actually, bass we'll do 11 and 12. Keys we'll do 13 and 14. 15 and 16 for the strings. 17, 18 for the bells. And there's a tambourine track. 16, 17, 18. And the tambourines will be, let's say, 19 and 20. All right. So now, provided if I did everything right here, if I play this beat, you should see all the channels light up in Ableton now. Okay, you know what? Let me do this. Let me go back to song mode so you can hear everything, all the parts. Now, what I would like to do is I'm going to start labeling each track so I know what's what. All right, let's start doing that. Excuse me. That's a hi-hat loop. Hit control R. Put in your hi-hat loop here. Here's our kick. We're going to hit Control R on Ableton and type in kick. Now, if I hit Command or Control and solo, you can hit, if I hit solo for the second track, it'll just solo the snare. But if I hit Command or Control and hit S here, it'll solo both. Okay? So we'll just hit Command, do both. We'll label this snare. And I'm just gonna go through it real quick. I don't want to keep you here for the whole thing, me labeling each one. I'm gonna just label it real quick. My bad. Hit Command R, hit bell. All right. So now I think I have everything labeled correctly. I'm gonna play back the track and just make sure that everything is kind of right. So let me hit Command. Let me hit click here. Shift. Click. Oh. See all that clipping over here? It ain't good. Like I said, it's not mixed anything yet. Okay, I'm trying to see if the bells are coming in on the chorus. So let me just do this real quick. Let me go over here, go to chorus. Let me make sure that the bells are on. Let me go to track mute mode. Okay, the bells are on. Let me make sure they're on a separate track than the. Okay, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so yeah, that's right. Bells should be on here. Oh, I forgot to solo that too. Okay, so now as you can see, it sounds a jumble of a mess right now. Okay, so for me to do this, I gotta kind of just show you one track real quick. Okay, so my main objective when I'm mixing is to make everything have its own space. Okay, that's carve out pieces that I don't need in the track. Let's say some low end or some some low mids that I don't need. Try to cut what I need, cut what I don't need out, and let other things shine in the mix. Okay, so but also you got to do some leveling and stuff like that. So let's take a look at this hi-hat for a minute. Now the hi-hat, if I solo it, bring this up. As you can see here, you have a peak and you have like an average level down here. All right. My main objective for most of the tracks is to get everything average peaking about 18. Give or take instruments that, don't need to stand out as much. But let's say the kick, snare, hi-hats, and bass keys, I try to get them around that point, around the negative 18 mark here, from the average level, not the peak, but the average. Okay, and my end result is to try to get the master here to peak at about -6. All right, that way I have a little, room to master with -6 dB as my dynamic range. All right. So, with that said, let's just start going through the different parts of the track. So as we see here, let me make it so we can see the numbers. It's averaging about maybe 10. So what I want to do is I'm gonna bring it down from the utility, from the gain in the utility. I'm not gonna use this just yet. The kick I like to have a little bit higher than -18. I might get that to 12 or 14. Now on the kick I hear a little bit of high end I want to get rid of. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna EQ the part I don't want out the kick. could add a little bit of saturation to the kick with the with a little bit of harmonic distortion. Let's A-B it. All right, let's go to the snare. All right, with the snare, I want to get it to crack a little bit more, and I want to get rid of some of the low end on the low end on the snare. So let me close out the kick. I could close out the MPC for now. Let's open up the Lindell channel for the snare. Lindell 80. I'm gonna warm it up with the preamp, the 1073 preamp. I'm gonna cut around 70 hertz. I'm gonna take out about 110. Let's turn down the snare a little bit. Let's go to the hi-hat. just going to cut a little bit off the low end on the hi-hat. I can cut around 360. Give a boost around 7.2K. Now I'm going to add the hi-hat loop. We're going to actually, let's bring down the hi-hat a little bit using the utility gain. I'm going to cut about 160. All right, we'll move on to the bass. Actually, what I want to do first is I want to pan the hi-hat left. Now hi-hat loop, I want to pan that right. Now let's go to the bass. Oops, sorry. Go to bass. First thing I want to do is drop the gain on that until it's about -18. That's fine. I'm gonna add a little distortion. I'm just cutting a little bit off the high end and I'm cutting a little bit off the low end. That's all I'm doing right now. Okay, I'm gonna cut the bass at 70. So I have my kick will have room to breathe under the 70 hertz mark. All right. It may change up depending on how the other instruments sound with the beat, but let's leave it right there. Now let's add the keys in. Let's drop the keys down to about the -18, around that, with the utility plugin or your gain or with your gain or your trim plugin. All right, so I'm gonna cut about 160. I'm gonna cut about 160 hertz on the keys. Just cut a little bit of the mud or the low end out of it and have it still sound musical. If I bring it up to 360, you take some of the girth out of the keys. So I'm gonna cut about 160. I'm adding a little bit of compression to the keys so it sounds a little bit more fuller. no EQ and compression. EQ and compression. Let's go to the strings. I just want the strings in the background. I don't want them, too out front. But I do want to cut the lows on the strings also. Or whatever low end energy that is there, I want to cut out. Right. So what I'm basically doing with most of these instruments now, like the keys, bass, bells, I'm cutting the low end from all of those instruments, not the bass necessarily, but the keys, strings, and bells. I'm cutting the low end from those instruments so that the kick and the bass has its own space to breathe without them cluttering up the beat with their low end that's unnecessary. All right. So right now I'm on the strings. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this frequency dial here and I'm bringing it up to 360. Right. This blue knob, that's 360 hertz. Right. That's the frequency. This blue knob, the secondary knob here, is cutting the highs. As you can see, in this position it's off. If I cut it here, it cuts at 18 kilohertz, 14 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz, 8 kilohertz, and so forth. So let me just show you real quick. Actually, let me just level out the bells real quick. And what I want also is I want the strings and the bells panned slightly left and right, so that they have their own little space here too. So I'll pan that a little bit left. I'll pan that a little bit right. All right, so now this beat doesn't sound like it did when I first loaded it up. It's it's not fully mixed, but it's not sounding like total trash. All right, but as you can see here, we're still peaking on the master output, and that's okay. Well, we're gonna fix that. But one of the main things is that on our individual channels, nothing is peaking. I'm so sorry. Forgot to put the tambourine in there. Let me cut the low end out the tambourine. You can hear the difference. If you have your headphones on, you can hear a difference when I cut at 360 hertz. Let me take it off. Actually, let me leave it on. Just cutting out the lows and add a little, and I'm adding a little bit of high end sparkle to it. All right. Now, I know a lot of people will ask me, well, why do I mix like this? Why don't I just track everything out and mix with the stems? And that's cool. I still do it like that sometimes. But I do it like this because right now, if I want to go into the MPC and change the instrument up, I can go do that. I may have to remix the, uh, do a little tweaking here and there, but I can change my bass line right. I can change my bass sound right now if I wanted to. I can change my strings now if I wanted to. My piano, I can change everything if I wanted to. Where if I track it out to stems, that's it. You know what I mean? You're committed. You know what I mean? So this is a situation where if you're not really committed to the sounds just yet, do it like this. If you have a beat where the sounds you're like, these are sounds, this is it, then I track them out. Okay, so that being said, what next? What next? All right, so we got everything leveled out a little bit. So what we're gonna do now? Okay, we're gonna track this beat out. Okay, everything is in song mode already. So if I come over here into the MPC and I go to song mode, everything's in song. I'm talking to the mic. Everything is in song mode. All right. Let me take a look at. Let me just close this a little bit. I don't need this just yet. Let's just take a listen. Okay. All right, so it sounds, everything is okay so far. So, what we're going to do now is in Ableton Live, close this down a little bit, hit the tab button. This is our, what we're used to as far as tracking out in our DAW, you know, a linear based track out. So what I'm gonna do, hit the kick, come all the way down and hit, oh man. All right, let me just, again, hit shift. Yes, okay, let me start it over again. If I hit kick, scroll down to my last track, and I hit shift, and I hit the hit shift and hit the last track, it's gonna select all the tracks. Now I could resize everything. And I can hit ready record. Now, let me make sure I stop playing record. Yeah, okay. Trying to see something real quick. Okay, yeah, okay. If I hit record now, it should record. Let me extend the loop brackets. I don't know where the track is going to end, but I'm pretty sure I got enough room right here. Okay. If you're getting value from this video, please drop a like. Please subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell for more content like this. I called out of work for this today. Please help me out. Nah. If you like the content, just give me a like and a subscribe. That's all I'm asking. Try and catch a little tail of the reverbs and all of that. Okay. And that's it to tracking it out. But the next thing you want to do is Let's hit the tab. Let's hit the tab button again. We're gonna take all of these off the input and put them back to output. Okay. Oh, I'm glad all those were highlighted when I did that. That way, we're not listening to the actual MPC in here and the track out that we just did. With the monitor set to off, we're listening to just the track out we just made. Okay. So let me go back, hit tab here. Let's go back to the beginning. All right, so we're tracked out now. Um, from this point, I can actually start leveling out with the actual track faders. Let me see something real quick. Let me hit tab again. Let me go back to the beginning. Let me take all the tracks off ready to record too. There we go. There we go. Remember, I said my main objective is to get this to around -6. All right. Uh-oh, technical difficulties. Ableton is having problems. Hold on. Can't afford to lose all of this. What I like to do now, before I even start leveling out anything, I want to group my drums. So I could add effects to the whole drum kit in totality. So let's highlight from the kick to the hi-hat loop. I'm going to hit Control G. And I'm going to name this Control R, kick group. You can see I could close the group up, open the group up, it'll show everything. You know what? I don't need this track here. Let's delete that. Now I'm gonna start lowering some of the okay. Yeah. My computer's starting to heat up a little bit. Right now, we are going to start leveling out the drums a little bit. All right. If you're hearing some crackling and popping, just hope it goes away. All right, I'm gonna try to glue these drums together with a little bit of compression. Let's open this back up. Trying to find a certain compressor in here. Okay, I could use that as my bus compressor. But I'm gonna use my Shadow Hills compressor. This is a beast of a compressor itself. Yeah, as you can see, Ableton is not able to hold on to all of this with the. Let's see. Hmm. Let me see. Let me see. How can I do this? How can I do this? How can I do this? All right. Let's see. I should have used some of the Ableton plugins. That's what I should have did. Um. Let's go back to audio preferences. All right. So my I got it at the highest buffer size. So when I move the parameters around, it's going to be a very slow reaction. Let's try this again. trying to hold up a little better. It's not much, but that's with the compressor off on the drums. Now I'm gonna just start leveling out the track a little bit with the track faders. And then soon I'm gonna have to cut this stream because it is getting a little hectic. All right, yeah, this Ableton is running kind of hot right now, 70 something percent. But I'm gonna try to make it through. And I mean, from this point, I would add like my whatever kind of. Yeah, it's killing me right now. Let me wait for that to go down. There we go. Let me see something. There we go. Ooh. All right, so the plugins I'm using are running kind of hot right now. Um, Especially at Shadow Hills. I know that's kind of intensive. Um, so yeah, this is basically how I start my mix down process. Level things out, add a little bit of EQ and compression to the whole track, and level everything out at the end. I got some panning going on. Um, what I could also do, let's make this interesting. This hi hat loop. I'll go into here. I'm gonna go to audio effects. I'm gonna go to pitch and modulation. I'm gonna go to auto pan. Bring that right down after the Lindell 80. Oh shoot, I had that to the wrong track. My fault. Wonder why I didn't hear nothing. There you go. You hear that hi-hat loop going back and forth now, just to add a little bit more excitement to it. Now with the keys, I could add like a lo-fi effect, whatever lo-fi effect you feel like adding. Um, let's listen to the track. All right, so we're close to 6. I'm pretty sure if I drop the drum bus down a little bit, or better yet, I'm not gonna do any mastering on this track. I may do that in another video, just show you my quick mastering chain. But the mix is kind of where I want it to be. I can add more sprinkles to the beat, more sprinkles like to the keys. I can add let's add something, I don't know. And the other thing is I don't want to be adding anything just to be adding anything neither. So um I was looking for one plug in particular, Warble. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep adding stuff on because my Ableton right now is starting to go crazy. But this is my basic mixing process. Um, Going from the MPC into Ableton Live 11, uh, using analog plugins. Uh, I hope you got something out of this video. I know it was kind of long. I thank you for surviving it through it with me, through my computer acting up and all. I want to thank you for staying. Um, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If it's your first time here, I want to thank you for watching this video. And make sure you go grab my free drum kit. Everything I use beside the plugins will be in the description below. You can grab everything from the description. Um, but if you need plugins, there's a website in my description called Plugin Boutique. Make sure you click that and get some of the flyest plugins they got. They got plugins for like crazy discounts. Also check out Loop Masters if you want to. How can I say this? If you want to have a good sound selection to start with, I would check out Loop Masters to start. They got over 4 million sounds. Between that and Loop Cloud, I think you'll be set. I would actually go with Loop Cloud. I'm a subscriber myself. Um, Loop Cloud has over 4 million sounds that you can use at any time. Okay, anytime. And yeah, like I said, if you have any comments, drop them below. Please like the video. Please comment below. Please subscribe to the channel. And please click the notification bell for future notifications on future videos. And yeah, man, I want to thank y'all for sitting through this with me. Sorry, my computer's acting up. I'll try to get something a little bit more high powered. This was high powered 5 years ago, but it's time to upgrade. All right, it's your man Jimmy Conway, beatsforlyricists.com, music production tips, and I'm out. Peace.